is being lazy is disrespectful to those who believe in you, and we end up making stupid decisions. I felt like it was just a lot. And tell yourself to not do anything stupid. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for coming back. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have something to say, leave a comment. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the advice that I've received throughout the past years that has made a significant impact on my life, and I really hope that you can take something from this video. The first piece of advice that I have to share today is something that I heard pretty recently. I was watching this interview on IGTV. I'll put a screenshot of it right here. And the person who was being interviewed said something that I've never heard before, but it was something that I needed to hear. And that is, I haven't written down. And that is, being lazy is disrespectful to those who believe in you. Hearing this put so much into perspective for me. Is that right? English? So much into perspective. Hearing this put so much into perspective for me. It made me realize that the position that I'm in today is something that I shouldn't take for granted. A lot of the time we don't realize just how blessed we are to have the opportunities, to have the time to do whatever it is that we want to do. And a lot of the time we become lazy because we're too comfortable. Hearing this just gave me the push that I needed, especially with YouTube, because when I started my channel, there were so many people that were sending me messages saying, oh, I'm so excited that you're starting your channel, I hope it grows. And then somewhere along the line I got lazy with filming, with posting, with like thinking of new ideas. So hearing that being lazy is disrespectful to those who believe in you really put a lot of things into perspective for me. It's just motivated me to be more serious with my YouTube channel. I've come to the realization that motivation and dedication are two different things that go together. Does that make sense? You can be motivated to do something, but if you don't have that dedication, then you're not going to see whatever it is that you want to do through. The second piece of advice that I want to share is, my friend from high school said this to me. I won't get into like the details of everything, but something happened. It literally felt like the world was coming to an end. The sun wasn't going to rise tomorrow. I felt like it was just a lot. She hugged me very tightly and she just whispered into my ear. She said, don't do anything stupid. It made me realize that sometimes we get so caught up in the emotions that we're feeling that we forget to think logically, and we end up making stupid decisions. I'm not gonna lie, I've had my moments where I've made pretty bad decisions. This piece of advice has been the hardest for me to follow because yeah. And I remember later on that year I was in like another situation. I was 18, I was in a new city, I was by myself, I was just extremely sad. And for the first time in my life, I was so proud of myself actually. For the first time I made a decision on my own. It was something that I decided to do for myself, by myself, and it was honestly so empowering. So the next time you find yourself in a predicament of some sort, just take a deep breath, give yourself a hug, and tell yourself to not do anything stupid. The last piece of advice is actually something that I've read. While there are so many books that I've read that have just been a great source of advice and inspiration, I'm just gonna dial it down to one book. A few honorable mentions. The book that I'm talking about is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho. I don't know how to say his surname. If you're someone who doesn't like reading, or if you prefer to read shorter pieces, then this piece is for you. I read it last year and I had been putting off reading it for so long because it's very different from the types of books that I read. I usually read like science fiction, kind of, that's my genre. Even though this is categorized as a novel, I feel like calling it a novel just doesn't do it justice. It's more of a self-help book than it is a novel, because you can learn so much from this book. Ugh. It's a book about this Spanish shepherd boy who goes on this amazing adventure to find a literal treasure, but at the end of it all, he comes out with so much more than what he set out to look for. I'm going to share just a little bit from the book. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of the search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I would make it a lot longer, but I know that people don't watch until the end. If you made it this far, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have something to say, leave a comment. If you want your friends to watch this video, share it. See you guys in my next video. Bye.
These days, it's not